Hello everyone, it's Mark with Leveled Up, here with another round of Ask a Life Coach. So, let's see what you got. Which should I listen to more, my brain or my intuition? Okay. Brain versus intuition, battle time! This is a tough one because it's so generic, and so I'm trying to think of all the different scenarios where rational cognitive exploration might be more helpful or that gut instinct might be more helpful. I mean, the great news is you've got both, and they might align more often than not, in which case there's no tension here at all. So I'm interpreting the question, I guess, is what do I do when my intuition and my brain are conflicting? Again, hopefully that's a somewhat rare situation. I'm generally an intuition person. I think that our brain can process a lot of things really quickly that we might not really be aware of on the surface. So that intuitive judgment can actually be a really informed judgment because our brain has put so many pieces of the puzzle together that maybe we're not super aware of or couldn't even lay out as reasons if we wanted to. So I think if you trust that intuition, it's going to make life a lot simpler. I think if you go with this quote unquote trust your brain, however we're defining that, you can think yourself into circles and paradoxes, and you can talk your way in and out of just about anything. I learned this after I got out of law school. I was like, oh crap, I can argue anything effectively. I can convince a lot of people of a lot of things, including myself. So if I can logic my way in or out of anything, then logic alone is probably not going to be the best guide. I could be really good at deceiving myself. So intuition, on the other hand, I think if you're pretty in touch and tune with yourself, you listen to that true voice that comes through in silence and stillness, whatever that might be. You don't push it, you don't force it, but you let it come. You're probably going to do pretty well listening to that. It never hurts to have other quality people in your life that you can use as a sanity check if you think like, oh, my intuition's way off the deep end on this one or something. But I think you'll be surprised that your intuition tends to be much more spot on than you think. I guess there is kind of another component to this question, which is sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to make the right decision in difficult situations, but oftentimes there really is no right decision. There's just a decision. We don't know what's going to happen as a result of that decision. We don't know what the future is going to look like one way or the other. And as I've said in many videos, our happiness and our experiences are mostly subjective. So maybe you can take some pressure off of yourself, like, oh, I've really got to get this right. And if I choose wrong, then, all hell breaks loose. Probably not, right? Life is going to go on in most circumstances regardless. And maybe that too gives you a little bit more freedom just to defer to your intuition, because trying to logic and think your way through everything, it's never done. I mean, you can think about it for 5 minutes, you can think about it for 5 hours, you can think about it for 5 weeks, and that impressive brain of yours can always find ways to think about it more. So I want to be careful. I don't want to say there's never a time for rational, logical thinking. But if your intuition is already coming through clearly, then by all means go with it. And I think you'll do great. I appreciate the question. I appreciate all of you tuning in. And I'll see you back here in the next video.